this video found you here today, then that means that you didn't fuck up. You didn't. You simply fell back into an unconscious pattern for a little bit and are probably, to this point perhaps even, still stuck there. Because you keep yourself there. Because you believe that you did something wrong. You believe that you fucked up. There's no such thing as fucking up. You're simply in this moment, in an unconscious process, perhaps being hard on yourself, believing that this pattern that you fell back into, or this habit that perhaps resurfaced again in your life, means that you fucked up. And now you're gonna beat yourself down for it and change your life and change who it is that you are for a long time ahead. Not because you actually fucked up, but because this whole matrix of a reality where you are hard on yourself and where you are beating yourself up is a very deliberate thought pattern that is keeping you unconscious to your own shame and guilt. You didn't fuck up. And in this moment right now, you're simply running away from the present moment of what it is that you are experiencing. And at any time you can move back into that, because where you are right now would always happen. It would always happen. Sometimes we make some mistakes. That's also fine. You're allowed to make mistakes. You shouldn't be necessarily hard on yourself for that, but you should learn from it. I used to be extremely hard on myself for a long time. Especially as I was convinced that there were certain things that I had to do in my life, and if I didn't do them, then my life was getting worse. No. You're just here right now. And at any moment you can snap out of this unconscious program that you've been living your life in, that has kept you separate from what it is that you're actually feeling in this moment. We're all running away from what it is that we're feeling. No one is naturally hard on themselves. No one is naturally trying to beat themselves up. The only reason is because we get attached to our mind and its thoughts, which is not even who you are at the depth of who you are. Because that served as a protection mechanism from our own emotions. We're not aware of our emotions that we've stored and kept hidden within the body without our own even awareness for the longest time, because we kept running to those thoughts. We kept attaching our awareness to those thoughts. Oh shit, I fucked up. I did wrong. And now this matrix of my thoughts might lead into other coping mechanisms or programs of perhaps negative addictions or something else. Because in this moment right now, you're running from your emotions. You're not aware of it because you haven't felt your emotions in the longest time. You haven't felt your shame and your guilt in so long because it has just been hidden under these mechanisms of your mind, of your thoughts, which is not even who you are, which is just something that you adapted slowly as you more and more believe that you did something wrong. You never did something wrong. You never fucked up. You're right where you're supposed to be in this moment. And believing that you did something wrong and that you fucked up is keeping you from what you're searching for. It is not taking you to what you're looking for. It is keeping you from it. Which is just a deeper allowance of this moment of yourself. Because any program, any sort of attachment that we have to a thought pattern and so on, which is what happens when we feel like we fucked up, it's because we're running from ourselves. And it's not fun to be in that space of believing so deeply that you're not allowed to feel these sensations of shame or guilt. That's when you get lost in the personality. The personality that is unable to express who you are anymore, that is unable to know who you are, to do the things that you want to do. You're just listening to the world around you and taking in information as to live your life through the mind. You're trying to understand and deepen the programs of your mind as to be some sort of disciplined robot that is doing things in a certain way, because if I do things in a certain way, I'm fucking good enough. Fuck no. You were always good enough. It's just that you stopped seeing it and started believing something else. The beautiful thing is that you will, once again, start to see your worth and drop all of these mechanisms of feeling like you fucked up. The more that you start rejecting going there with your awareness and with your intention, with your focus, you're exactly where you're supposed to be in this moment. Isn't that kind of crazy to think about? Because right now, if you're watching this video, you're probably feeling really bad. And that's what you're supposed to feel in this moment. You're supposed to feel bad sometimes. And you're not supposed to give yourself a hard time for it. You're supposed to feel this shame, this guilt, whatever emotion it is that you've been running from your entire life, which happens naturally when you stop running. When you stop using the mind and its programs, you stop running. Because that is how we run. That's how we stay unconscious. It's difficult in the beginning to not resort back into an habit, to a thought pattern of being hard on yourself or overthinking your next moves or this and that, whatever it is that you are currently attaching yourself to. Because slowly the agitation of this emotion that you're not even aware of exists in this moment is going to make itself more clear. And then as you fully surrender into this present moment as it is, you're gonna start fucking crying all of a sudden. You're gonna start feeling really bad. Because there's only because of us feeling really bad that we do something really bad. If we don't allow it. Because then our personality becomes a distraction from pain, and then the personality becomes pain. We have thoughts and habits that are a pure reflection of this energy that we're refusing to deal with. Our entire life is just an unconscious program of different sort of habits, different sort of things that we're doing to ourselves and to others. Judging. Not able to express ourselves and so on. Simply because we've lived so long trying to run from this present moment of who we are. Which always becomes apparent when we stop judging ourselves and say that what we are experiencing right now is wrong. No, you didn't fuck up. You're exactly where you're supposed to be right now. You only ever thought that you fucked up because that was the mind's clever way of keeping you out of the present moment or what it is that you're feeling. Not to say that you can't make mistakes, which I already mentioned, but then you learn from it and you give yourself a big fucking break because you didn't know better and you did something perhaps out of a pure mistake, honest mistake. And then once you've made the adjustment, then you should have compassion for yourself. You always have compassion for yourself. This whole world is really hard on themselves though. Most people, not everyone, but a lot of people. You know, always need to improve. For example, also, you know, this whole self-improvement space that I was a part of myself for a long time. You know, it's just deeply wounded people that are running from their emotions of inadequacy, fear, shame, guilt. Trying to live so deeply and desperately through these programs as to condition their mind with a little bit more discipline, as to find a sense of self-worth and self-love. When in reality, you are just pure love. That's your essence. You're just an endless stream of just awesome, fucking awesomeness. And you feel like that also. When you connect to it, you don't need any fucking programs or something to prove to yourself that you're good enough. Because you just are. That's your natural state. Until you start believing otherwise because of the experiences in your life, all the things that you went through that made you slowly disidentify with your emotions, slowly suppress more and more of who you are beneath things that made it so that now you're a person that believes I did the wrong thing and I should be hard on myself and I should do this and that. You're just deeply unconscious in this moment. And you didn't fuck up. This video is about not fucking up because you can't fuck up. Maybe in this moment, however, you've disconnected yourself from the present moment again, of who you are. And that shift back into awareness of who you are again can happen right now, right fucking now. You're supposed to feel the emotions that you're feeling now. You're supposed to feel this shame, this guilt, anger, and so on. You're supposed to feel it. You're not supposed to be reactive to it. You're supposed to feel it. All of those detrimental and destructive things that we keep on doing. That was a fly. Is only because we're running from the energy. When you allow the energy, you move through it, integrate it back into your being and start being your bold, authentic self again. And you do things out of love, not because of your fear of that you're not loved. That's the deepest truth to how we operate. Either we are a pure expression of love, or we are a pure expression of the fear of not being loved. You know, that's where all the insecurities and stuff comes in. Why we are so fucking hard on ourselves. Because we believe that we are supposed to be treated in that way, even by ourselves and by others. That's why we also get a reflection of other people that perhaps don't respect us or don't treat us in a well or good way either. That are using us or so on. Because we have lost touch with ourselves and the knowingness just of how good we should be treated. How much we fucking deserve. How good our life should be. It should be fucking amazing. That's just your natural state. You should just feel like this. Like, I deserve the best this fucking world has to offer. I deserve to be treated with respect. I deserve to be treated with love. I'm gonna treat other people with love. Not because this is some fucking thought pattern that I'm having right now, but because I feel like this. Because you always feel like this until you lose yourself along the journey of life somewhere. Your entire personality changes automatically when your energy changes, because your personality is just a reflection of the energy. You are not going to be hard on yourself or believe that you fucked up anymore when that energy of shame or whatever it is that I've mentioned now a couple of times is not there anymore. And it always wants to move through you and be integrated back into your energy when you stop reverting to the program. When you stop running. Because there's only one way to integrate it back into your beingness and into your wholeness and completeness where you're feeling amazing again. And that is through it. It's just that right now you have all of these beliefs that says that if I move through it, I'm not good enough. Which is why you're so desperately trying to beat yourself down and being hard on yourself. Because if you actually come into contact with this thing, then you're not good enough. You're supposed to experience yourself as you are. It becomes extremely hard when you have a lot of beliefs from your past, which is made apparent by all of these different programs it is that you're stuck in your life of always needing to improve yourself or doing this and that. I can tell you also that you're always growing as a person, as a soul, as an individual, when you allow yourself to actually grow, because you grow just like this forest is growing. Sometimes it dies, things die, new things start to grow. You're one of these trees here, at the beginning or at the end of your journey. And you don't need to condition and discipline the mind in order to grow. You're naturally growing. And the mind is also naturally growing. You're learning things, you're adopting things, you're always growing. You don't need to focus on improvement You need to focus on loving what the fuck it is that you do. And most people are incapable of doing that. Loving what you do leads you to do more of it, so improve more in that space, you know? That's how it works, how it should work if you want to live a satisfied life in the present moment of things, because doing things in the present moment of things is when life can be good. It is when we try to escape the moment into some future where we attain or get something that we just keep wanting more and more and more, and we get disconnected and lost. Because life is here now. That was a little bit of a tangent, I think. But I'm glad I added it. So starting this journey of connecting back to who you are so you can feel fucking amazing, so you can drop all of these shitty programs that have been terrorizing you. This program of, for example, feeling like you did something wrong. No, you didn't do something wrong. Just in this moment right now you're thinking in these thoughts, so that this complete mind shatter is what you continue to be placing your awareness of, so that this emotion that is trying to get out is not coming out. Connect back to the body and the emotions, and you're going to integrate it back into your wholeness and completeness again. This, of course, requires no effort of the brain, which is the funny part. Because the brain and its methods and its mechanisms and its way of doing things is just standing in the opposition of you living in the present moment of your emotions. The more that you can just practice calming your nervous system down by being presently aware in your life and just being intentional about the fact that you want to start connecting back to your body again, the more this stuff is going to start working out for you, and you don't have to do a fucking damn thing because the universe takes care of it. But you gotta move out of your own way first. You gotta move out of the programs and into the present moment. And if you want to learn how to do that, check out my Patreon. I have courses there, I have my community there, and it's going to teach you a lot about how this works. So I'll see you there, my friends. Bye bye, and I love you all. Bye bye.